Unit 2 Electricity. In this lesson, we'll be learning about the sources of electricity, the equipments working on electricity, and the different kinds of electric cells and understanding about their applications. We also able to know how to use different types of cells in different applications. By learning these applications, we'll also understand the symbols of circuit and apply them in different circuits. Finally, we also able to identify the conductors and insulators, and we can able to make their own batteries. The sources of electricity are thermal power station, atomic power station, windmills, solar cells, and hydel power stations. Let us discuss about the power station shortly. Thermal power station. In thermal power station, the energy is created by burning of coal, diesel, and gas where the steam is produced. Thus, the steam produced rotates the turbine. While the turbine rotates, the coil of wire kept in between the electromagnet start rotates. By this, the electricity is generated in thermal power stations. Hydel power station. In hydel power station, the turbine is rotated by the flow of water from the dam to produce electricity. Here, the kinetic energy is converted into electric energy. The hydel power station has a long economic life and it is low operating cost. In atomic power station, the nuclear energy is used to boil water. The steam thus produced is used to rotate the turbine. As a result, the electricity is produced. Here, the nuclear energy is converted into mechanical energy and it is converted into electrical energy. In windmills, the wind energy is used to rotate the turbine to produce electricity. Here, the kinetic energy is converted into electric energy. Cell. There are two types of cells, primary cell and secondary cell. Primary cells. The cells which cannot be recharged again and it can be used only once, we'll call it as primary cells. The primary cells are usually seen in only small sizes. For examples, we can use the cells in clocks, watches, and toys. These are the few examples of primary cells. Cells that can be recharged many times and which can be used again and again, we'll call it as secondary cell. These cells can be recharged by using the electric current passing through it. They can be used again and again. So a few examples of the secondary cells are secondary cells used in mobiles and the cells used in automobiles like cars and buses. So these are the examples of secondary cells. What is a battery? Often we call these cells as batteries. When two or more cells combined together will make a battery. A cell is a single unit that converts the chemical energy into electrical energy, and the battery is a collection of cells. We all have torch in our houses. Have you ever seen the inside view of a torch? So this is how the inside view of a torch looks like. So at front we have a bulb and the side we have the on and off switches which is slided up and down. The in between gap in the switches we'll call it as the circuit breaks. An electric circuit is a continuous or unbroken closed path along which the electric current flows from a positive terminal to the negative terminal of the battery. So this is how the electric circuit works, and the electric circuit generally has four main parts. a cell, a battery. We call it as a source of electric current. Next, we have connecting wires for carrying the current. A bulb, a device that consumes the electricity from the connecting wires. And finally, we have a key or a switch which may be connected anywhere along the circuit to stop or allow the flow of current. In a circuit, if a key is said to be in off position, the bulb will not glow, and in this condition the electricity will not flow. So this circuit, we'll call it as an open circuit. In a closed circuit, the key is said to be in on, as the electricity passes through the wire and the bulb glows. So this condition, we'll call it as a closed circuit. There are three types of circuits: simple circuit, series circuit, and parallel circuits. Conductors and insulators. Will an electric current passes through all materials? If we see an electric wire, by cutting inside, we can see the metal wires are coated with some plastic wraps. Do you know why? Let us see what are they. Conductors. We see the electric charges passes through the circuit, and that we call it as an electric current. And the materials which allows these electric charges to pass through them, we'll call it as conductors. Few examples of conductors are copper, iron, aluminium, impure water, earth, etc. Insulators. As the materials which does not allow the electric charges to pass through them, we'll call it as insulators. Few examples of insulators are plastic, glass, wood, rubber, ebonite, and china clay. We see a person who gets electric shock by touching an electric wire. What shall we do then? Either we can off the main, or we can remove the electric wire with a piece of wood. Here are some safety measures to safeguard a person from electric shock. First thing we have to do is switch off the power supply. Next, we can remove the connection from the switch. Again, we can push him by using a non-conductor materials like wood. And finally, we have to give him first aid, and we can take him to the nearest health center. Let us know something new. An electric eel is a kind of fish which is able to produce the electric current. The fish can also produce an electric shock to safeguard itself from the enemies, and is also to catch its food. Let us know more about the person who invented the electricity. Thomas Alva Edison was born in February 11, 1847, and he died in October 18, 1931. He was an American inventor. He invented more than 1,000 useful inventions, and most of them are electrical appliances which are used in our homes. He also remembered for the invention of the electric bulb. Ammeter. Ammeter is an instrument which is used in electric circuits to find the quantity of current flowing, that is how many units of current has been flowed through the circuit. This is also connected in series.